Ever considered what it's like to be stranded in a foreign land amidst escalating tensions? Picture this: hundreds of Indians caught in the crosshairs of a geopolitical storm in Russia, their futures hanging in the balance. The situation is dire, and the stakes couldn't be higher. As the tensions mount, the world's eyes are fixed on Russia, anticipation and anxiety mixing in equal measure. Reports of the trapped Indians have made international headlines, turning a spotlight on the unfolding crisis. The uncertainty looms large, casting a long shadow over the lives of the trapped individuals, their families back home, and the diplomatic corridors of power. This isn't just a story about stranded citizens, it's a testament to the unpredictability of global politics and the human toll it can exact. As the crisis unfolds, the world watches on, waiting for a resolution. A timeline of events, a series of decisions, all leading up to one crucial moment. As the tension between Russia and India escalated, the political sphere was abuzz with activity. The situation began with an unexpected military move from Russia, leaving several Indian citizens stranded in the conflict zone. The Indian government, under mounting pressure, started to navigate the tricky waters of international diplomacy. First on the agenda was a series of high-level talks with Russian officials, each one more intense than the last. While the Indian government insisted on the safe return of their citizens, the Russians remained unyielding, further fueling the tension. This diplomatic impasse was the spark that lit the fuse, setting the stage for the upcoming Shanghai Cooperation Organization or SCO summit. The SCO summit, a political, economic, and security alliance involving 8 Eurasian states, was seen as a potential platform for resolution. As the days led up to the summit, the anticipation and tension were palpable. The Indian Foreign Minister, SJaishankar, was to deliver a key message to the Russian Foreign Minister, Sergei Lavrov. This interaction was expected to be a pivotal moment in the ongoing crisis. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, the Indian government was strategizing, planning, and preparing for the summit. Every move was calculated, every message meticulously crafted to maximize the impact. The primary goal was clear: ensure the safe return of the stranded Indian citizens. The world was watching closely as the political ballet unfolded. The stakes were high, and the urgency was real. The SCO summit was no longer just a meeting of nations. It had transformed into a platform where diplomacy, strategy, and humanity were to intersect, all with the hope of resolving a crisis that had gripped 2 nations and their citizens. And so, the stage was set for the SCO summit, a meeting that held the promise of potential solutions. In times of crisis, it's the audacious voices that echo the loudest. True to these words, Jaishankar's message at the SCO summit was a clarion call that cut through the cacophony of global politics. His voice, resolute and unyielding, resonated with an urgency that was impossible to ignore. Jaishankar's message was not a mere plea, but a firm demand, echoing the sentiments of a nation. He insisted on the safe return of Indians caught in the crossfire of Russia's military conflict. His words were a beacon of hope for those stranded, a promise that their nation had not forgotten them. Yet, it was not just the content of his message that stood out, but the tone in which it was delivered. Jaishankar's words were wrapped in the cloak of diplomacy, yet they bore the unmistakable edge of a demand. There was no ambiguity, no room for misinterpretation. His message was as clear as a bell tolling at dawn: India expected its citizens to be returned safely. The reaction to Jaishankar's bold proclamation was as varied as the nations that make up the international community. Some applauded his courage, his unwavering stance in the face of a potentially volatile situation. Others bristled at his audacity, unaccustomed to such forthrightness. Yet regardless of the varied reactions, one thing was certain: Jaishankar's words had made an impact. He had dared to voice what many had only whispered in hushed tones. His words, a testament to his nation's resolve, were a stark contrast to the often meandering language of diplomacy. His message was a reminder that in times of crisis it is the bold who step up, who dare to demand, who refuse to be silenced. Jaishankar's message, bold and unequivocal, sent ripples through the international community. His words, echoing across the summit, were a testament to the power of a single voice, a single message, to shake the very foundations of international discourse. His message was a reminder of the power of audacity in the face of adversity, a testament to the indomitable spirit of a nation and its people. Every action has an impact, every word a consequence. As we delve into the potential aftermath of Jaishankar's powerful message, we must consider the possible reactions. The plea for the safe return of Indians caught in Russia could provoke a range of responses. It could lead to a swift resolution ensuring the safety of those stranded. Alternatively, it could cause tensions to rise, further complicating a delicate situation. The potential for change is undeniable. This bold stance could spark a shift in the approach to conflict resolution, advocating for the protection of individuals over political posturing. The implications for the Indians stuck in Russia are profound, their fate hanging in the balance of diplomatic negotiations. But the impact of Jaishankar's message stretches beyond this immediate crisis. It sets a precedent in international relations, a call for humanity amidst political turmoil. It could redefine the way nations communicate in times of conflict, emphasizing concern for human life over strategic gains. As we await the outcomes, one thing is clear: Jaishankar's message has set a new tone in international diplomacy. History, as we know, has a habit of repeating itself. As we reflect on the powerful impact of Jaishankar's message, let's take a moment to draw parallels with a pivotal event in history, the Battle of Gettysburg, a turning point in the American Civil War. Just as Jaishankar's plea for humanity echoes through the halls of international diplomacy today, the Gettysburg Address by President Abraham Lincoln resonated with a nation torn apart by war back in 1863. Lincoln's call for a new birth of freedom marked a shift in the national consciousness, just as Jaishankar's message could potentially redefine international relations. Both instances highlight the importance of putting human life and dignity at the forefront, even amidst the chaos of conflict. As we continue to explore these parallels, we also invite you to delve deeper into history with our video on the Gettysburg, the turning point of the Civil War. If you enjoy our content, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Until next time, stay curious and keep learning.